Hello friends, I wanted to come on here today and to share a very sacred and valuable message that I received within a ceremony probably a few months ago, and it's something that I've been integrating and really taking a look at within myself. And truly, this space is what my ceremony, the medicine of psilocybin, my internal work, my soul, spirit, source, God, came through with me in order to heal. And so my intention in sharing this is that it brings clarity and that it can allow masculine and feminine energies to heal together and come together as one. That way we can release any separation and any wounds that are no longer serving us on our path. So in this ceremony, this was actually a ceremony that I was intending on holding space for my first time. But I also didn't want to fall into the role of space holder and healer because I knew that I deserved to receive. And also because I've experienced in these ceremony spaces that it can be challenging to navigate a space where there's no pedestal, there's no ego within this space, there's no one serving from the role of the mind. And a few months ago, I want to say about 4 months ago, I was living in Colorado, and I went through a process that was so beautiful and so sacred, although at the time it was very challenging, very sad and dark, and triggered a lot of things within me, which now I am so grateful for. But at the time, I remember just kneeling down and being like, I don't understand, like, what is going on? I don't get this. And I was praying for clarity, like, please show me how to heal, please show me what's going on. And I really allowed this relationship to cloud my inner knowing. And there's no blame within that, it was just what happened. And it was showing me a space within myself that still wasn't free. And I remember laying there and I had this beautiful music playing in the background. And I just was laying there and I was like, this feels so good. This feels so juicy and yummy and soft. And I was seeing and experiencing my own energy in the space that I truly like to cultivate for myself. And I remember just being like, wow, like my energy is so beautiful. And I've never really truly experienced my energy in this new phase of my life and stepping into womanhood. I had no idea what that meant. I had no idea what my true authentic energy was in that sense and in this time frame of life. And I remember just feeling like, when I feel this, rather than thinking, rather than needing to do a to-do task or putting this responsibility on my shoulders of others, like, I can really bask in the softness and presenceness and feel. I can feel everything. I can feel the air on my skin. I can feel the way my voice sounds. Like, I can feel everything around me. And I was just feeling this music that was a gift from other people and other beings who use their creation center, their sacral chakra, and their heart, and they put this magic out for me to receive. And I remember it was so silly, but this was something that really deserved to come up for me within my journey. And I had about 6 other people there, and I was like, are they gonna like this? Like, this is so soft, and are they okay? Are they navigating okay? Do I need to do anything? And it was like, no. The medicine was like, no. Your softness and the space that you cultivate for yourself is your best gift in your sexuality. And there's a reason that you enjoy things that feel this way, because there's not a lot of space in this world where that softness and sensuality and lightness and love comes through. And so remember, child, that is your greatest gift. Do not forget why you enjoy those things. And those who are open to receiving that, they will feel this gift. And those who are not open to receiving that, that's okay too. And I could just feel so much compassion. Like, I enjoy spaces of compassion and freedom and softness, and to really, 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 really honor that, because I can see times in my ego where I feel like I'm not enough, or I feel like this energy is not always worthy or super bold or out there, and it's like, it's okay, there's a reason you exist in this space. And so to receive that, it just felt so good to just be me. I remember after that moment, and I started really going into some of the darkness and heaviness, I kept thinking about my former partner, and they just kept coming to mind. And at first I wanted to reject that. I was like, no, like, I've done the healing, we've been there, we've done this, I don't want to go back there. And it just kept coming up and coming up. And so I chose to surrender into that. And I remember the visuals, I had my eyes closed and I was laying down, and at first they were so like orange and pink and soft, and then it shifted and I could see my inner child just like kneeling, like laying down on the side in fetal position. And the feeling that just kept coming up was, what did I do wrong? Like, what did I do wrong? And I just started bawling, and I was like, why am I unlovable? Like, I truly felt that. And this was coming up through my former partner. However, it was correlated to the relationship that I had with my father when I was younger. And I feel like I've had a lot of forgiveness and compassion for where he's at in his journey, and also how he served me. Like, I needed that. I need that wound to use that as medicine. But I just kept feeling like, what is wrong with me? Like, I don't understand. Like, why did things end? What did I do wrong? And there was this song playing, and it was showing me that is my wounded feminine energy. And when I say wounded feminine or wounded masculine, I really want to stress that these energies have nothing to do with gender. I feel and believe that they're truly energies that encompass all of life. Mother Earth, Father Sky, God, Source, filling into any other examples. Action versus intuitiveness. These are just energies that flow through all of us. And I was really confused prior to, because I had heard that my masculine and my feminine energies were imbalanced, but I didn't understand what wounded feminine or wounded masculine energy was. I didn't know what that meant. And so I could see as I was crying that this was my wounded feminine energy, and that this falls into victim consciousness and blaming and feeling stuck, feeling broken. It's a beautiful medicine song. It's called Abre Te Corazón, and there's drums in it, and I could feel all of these women, and I'm talking thousands of women, showing me back to tribal time and this current time, and they were angry, like stomping on the ground in this tribal wear and beating on these drums. And I started feeling this anger pour through me, and then I was like, oh, this is my wounded masculine coming in the form of control and anger, and in a sense still blame and a lot of ego. I was like, okay. I remember just feeling all of that and allowing myself to bask in anger for a moment. But then I was like, wait, the energy that I was just in prior to myself seeing my inner child, and prior to feeling almost this protective, angry, controlled, divine masculine, wounded divine masculine energy, I felt so good before then. And so I came into a space of prayer within my heart, and speaking to my inner child and speaking to these women that I see you, I hear you, I love you. And at the same time, I choose to feel good. I choose to be in love. I choose to be free. And all of that anger and sadness just started melting away. And I feel that there's an important balance within the feminine and masculine energies to allow ourselves to feel the whole spectrum deeply within life, and to navigate through all of that, and at the same time to not fall into victimization or to fall into despair or anger and blame and control, but to wash away what isn't serving and come back to our hearts, come back to centeredness, and ask ourselves, how did I create this? What was going on within me that is creating this mirror in my external reality? And I do believe that we have to navigate these emotions and these wounds before we can truly come to that space. And so just to love and encompass that whole spectrum and the whole process of what we are navigating. And I don't remember this part of the journey too much, but I wrote it down. After saying, I see you, I hear you, I love you, these roles came in of some sort, and roles, I mean, being a healer, being a killer, being a doctor, being a salesman. And being human is to have all of these roles, and that they're all okay, they're all teachers, they're all here for us and for us to experience. And then after this portion, my sacral as well as just my whole being blossomed into the most beautiful, like stringy kind of yoni flower. It was so beautiful, and I could just feel myself like gushing open and clearing my womb and entering me into a space of creation and femininity and softness and love and juiciness. It was so beautiful, just feeling everything and feeling so free and feeling love. And I remember seeing that when I honor this part of myself, like I do have all the answers, and when I listen to my intuitiveness and my feminine energy and take action on that I have the power to heal myself and to heal all by healing myself. And it showed me that within my partner, I felt like I truly met the energy of my future partner. I have no idea who this person is, but I could feel it was a very divine masculine energy, in the sense that he was grounded and safe and a protector and very, very heart opened, and I felt this safety, and I saw the ground be laid out on earth, and like I was this wild woman who could just run on this ground, and that the true healed divine masculine for me will allow me freedom and safety and love, and in return I can offer healing like no other. But in order to do this, the masculine needs to provide me a space to feel everything and to be honest and authentic. And through that feeling, that divine feminine energy, if we can lean into one another, and if he leans into allowing me to feel all that is, then true healing can take place and we can both be free. And in return, I'm offered the space to feel and be all of who I am. And there was a piece as well that came up where I felt crazy before for what I felt and had feelings showing predictions, and a lot of people did not believe me, and that was okay because I knew my truth. I knew my inner knowing, and all of those things came true, predicting what was going on with the person, predicting different moves for people, predicting different relationship scenarios. And I get to go there first and lean into trusting all of my feeling. And I could see within my former partner that there was spaces that I was denying my feeling and taking on responsibility and blame. And that was a mirror. I also received a shutdown of my feelings and to be all of who I am. And that's not to blame either one of us, just was what was occurring. That was an energetic match for where I was at. And another thing that came up as I was feeling all of this, I felt a little bit of shame for being seen in this space of truly feeling and being free and dancing and moving, and the fear of being sexualized came up as well. And I remember the medicine, the psilocybin, showing me that if I want to be free, I need to let that go and to be okay being seen, feeling, and that will do so much more healing for the world than choosing into fear and not wanting to be seen internally as well as externally. To also see the divine masculine in men, and to do that in a space away from ego. And then I had this moment where I really just surrendered into everything and all of that sensuality and feeling, and I just remember being like, wow, I did not know life could be this pleasurable, and I've denied myself this due to fear, and that I'm going to choose to surrender into that all of the time because it feels so good. It feels so good to be free and to bask in this. And then I remember it coming through, and I was wondering, like, what is the energy then of a divine feminine and a divine masculine? Like, what is that energy? Because I deserve to know this if I'm going to choose into navigating this space within myself. And I'm going to read this from my journal because I want to be very clear with the points that came through. A healed woman is confident, sturdy, feels and gives love, has strong boundaries, is sensual, a healer, intuitive, has an open heart, and is soft. A divine masculine, also both are vulnerable. A divine masculine is vulnerable, grounded, has their primal energy and sexual energy balanced, safe container, soft, holds emotion, heart open, is patient, and creates a container for feminine energy to flow freely. And then after that, I was seeing, okay, well, what was the dynamic going on in previous relationships? And I showed that my energy was going into a box, and that this box was actually a container, and it was trapping me and dimming my light and my energy, and I chose into that. So I was like, wow, in contrast to feeling all of this, like this wasn't just words coming to my mind. I could feel the energy and see so clearly of what this felt like. And I feel like that's a struggle with me even explaining this, is to know this is to feel this. And we all have the space within ourselves that know this space. To understand this is to come from the mind, and as beautiful as our minds are, it is different to be, embody, and feel and know something versus to understand it. And then I remember there was some people that I look up to who create music and YouTube videos. They came through on my medicine journey and were showing me, you relate to these people because you have similar energy as these people, where they're expressing this, and we're not the same person. It is not for me to copy what they've done, but to realize that I can see that because it is within me. And then the medicine started showing me where I can create my music from, where I can create my videos from. And in this space of the womb, it was just like blasting out. And it was like, create from here, be seen from here, show the world from here. Everyone will feel you from here. I was like, okay, rather than creating from my mind, needing to be, planning is essential, but there is an energy within me in my wounded masculine where it's like control needs to be perfect. And it was like, no, release that harshness, come from here. It's like, okay, sacral energy, creation energy. And then it was also showing me that as I choose into navigating things in life, in order for me to truly honor myself and my authenticity, then I deserve to cultivate this energy and only allow things in my life that truly align with this energy, my energy. And it was showing me that there will be an absolute abundance as I step into that and allow my energy to flow and to just be me. And I definitely dealt with some times being like, I don't know if I embody that, and doubting and having those wounds within myself. And just being able to really see and feel my energy, I know I've said that a lot. It's just like, wow, how could I not honor this? And there may be moments where things come in that are still releasing some of those wounds, or a job that I may have to work for example, my YouTube videos to fully cultivate, but to keep offering that. And then it was showing me by being my beautiful, authentic, sensual self that this, in and of itself, empowers other women. To embody this energy empowers all of those spaces where it's like, ooh, men, ooh, female, like, no, come back to oneness, be free. And there's nothing that I need to do, just hold this energy of myself, and that gives space for other people and divine feminine energy to really be cultivated, and for them to heal themselves and to empower themselves with me just being me. That's all that I need to do. And then after that, it's showing me the space. I was asking, like, how can I work through these dynamics where there is ego present, where I am speaking with a masculine or a man, and I can just feel like we're butting heads within ego, wanting to be right or not being heard. That was a big piece that came through, like, someone doesn't hear me, to keep speaking my truth, but to walk away from who doesn't know me. And it's okay, there's nothing wrong with that. People just can only know others as deep as they know themselves. And there's moments where I'm sure I'm not able to hear someone properly, and so that's okay. But rather than coming from ego, to just soften the energy and to listen and to speak and to, still have those strong boundaries, but to drop that energy, to not come from a space of anger, victimization, to really listen, even if I know it's coming from a wounded space, and to open my heart. And that can do so much more healing for the both of us than coming from a space of ego and control and wounded masculine energy. And that is someone's choice if they want to choose into that. I am not responsible or accountable for how others want to navigate that, but I am accountable for how I show up. And I don't want to fuel the patriarchy or any things that are creating this disconnection. And so I'm here to take a stand in softness and love and nurturing and healing energy and empowerment, and to set myself free. And so I'm not going to fall into the games. I'm not going to play into any of this. You have to do this, or recommending this to anyone. But I did feel called to share this message because I was so unclear, and it feels like such a gift to receive this wisdom, and I deserve to honor that by sharing that with you guys. I also do want to include that I do energy work and healing sessions for affordable prices, and I am taking bookings right now. My website is under deconstruction. I also offer integration sessions, medicine integration sessions, ways that have assisted me to ground and to work through these energies, feeling everything. And I am not the healer. You are actually the healer. So if you feel called to that, my space is to empower everyone to heal themselves, to receive love, to be seen in all of who they are, and ultimately to remember who they are. So if you feel called to that, I'll leave my email down below. I'll also leave perhaps my signal so you can message me on there. Feel free to ask me any questions, like, truly, this is what I love to do. This is what I'm here to do. So I definitely just wanted to offer that. And I will be making more videos on different experiences. So if you feel called to viewing that and being a part of my journey, do subscribe. And I love you guys. I trust in your path. Sending much love and blessings. Bye.